Hello, my name's Steve. I teach meditation here at Hoff on the Hill in Lincolnshire. There are so many really good teachers of meditation out there, particularly now we're seeing them on the internet. And it occurs to me that I'd like you to know a little bit more about my motivation as a teacher, because it's like finding a personal trainer or any professional specialist. You need to know that the person you've chosen to guide you, to help you, to lead you is the right one for you. And I wonder whether sometimes I tend to adjust my teaching style, my method, to fit in with the expectations of my clients. We all kind of do that. We all moderate what we say, what we do to meet other people's expectations. But fundamentally, I want you to know what I believe, what I have learned to be true. Because if what I believe to be true is totally at variance to what you kind of feel, we're never going to resonate in a teacher-client relationship. So I woke this morning and I thought, I've got to get this off my chest. I've got to write a few notes and put this out there for you to see. So please forgive me. I'm an old man. I'm not technically very adept, blah, blah, blah. I will be referring to my notes that I wrote this morning. Problem is my handwriting is as bad as my internet style, and I can hardly read my handwriting. But what I'd like to share with you today is what you might call my values, my ethos as a meditation teacher. And if what I have to say resonates with you, if maybe it stirs some forgotten wisdom in your heart, then yes, I will be your guru and you will be my chela for now. So come with me this morning, spend a few moments, listen to what I have to say. You're here now, so you might as well. And we'll see where it leads, shall we? And apologies for me having to refer to my notes, because, you know, I'm not a slick meditation teacher. If you want a slick teacher, don't use me. I'm just a man. So this is what I've written, as far as I can read it. What do we know about meditation? Well, meditation is a very ancient practice. It seems to have evolved spontaneously and naturally across all human civilizations across the world. You know, it's not something someone one day cooked up out of fresh air. It's kind of evolved naturally amongst all human societies. And that's got to mean something. And it was accepted and known to be a valuable practice. Pretty much, and still is in most parts of the world, but in the West, we entered an age of rationality, of science-based knowledge, and of pursuit of profit, where things like meditation kind of got lumped together with stuff like superstition and myths and legends and kind of weird stuff, and got just sort of put to one side and tagged as irrelevant. Well, that was how things used to be. But nowadays, hey, meditation is really back in fashion. It's all over the place. Certainly over the last sort of 50 or so years, there have been lots of studies, you know, about the benefits, and I'll come back to what I mean by benefits later, of meditation. And now a lot of doctors, a lot of health professionals routinely recommend meditation to their patients as a way of dealing with all sorts of ailments, whether it's high blood pressure or anxiety or sleep disorder, relationship problems, stress, you know, 101 things. You know, meditation seems to have a part to play in dealing with that. So I'm referring to my notes now. So the fact that, like, doctors, scientists say meditation is a thing, it's a good thing, that kind of has rehabilitated meditation, and it's now sort of kind of a thing, and we can talk about it, and some people prefer to call it mindfulness maybe, because mindfulness maybe doesn't have the same image of sort of, you know, Buddhist monks, there he is, you know, and hippies and beatniks or whatever you care to call them, you know, Prince Charles, that sort of thing. You know, mindfulness is kind of a more, for some people, it's a sort of an easier way of describing meditation. So this idea of using meditation as a tool, as a means to an end, is very much core to the way it's thought of in the West. And certainly, you know, most of us who meditate regularly, in fact, most of us who meditate just a little bit, people who attend meditation classes, people who maybe just find time once in a while to sit quietly and meditate, whatever. You know, we tend to look at meditation as something to give us what we want. You know, we expend a little bit of effort, a little bit of a sacrifice of time, and in return we expect to get some sort of benefit. And that sort of transactional relationship is very much how we tend to live our lives. You know, we go to work, you know, we sacrifice our time, we sacrifice effort, and then in return we're given money, and then we use that money to buy stuff to compensate us for that sacrifice. That is a very transactional world, and it's a normal world for most of us today. And so it's not kind of unsurprising, therefore, that's how people approach meditation. And when I was teaching, well, I'm a meditation teacher, as you know, but when I was learning to teach meditation many years ago, we spent part of our time talking about all the benefits of meditation. And I was with some very experienced meditators, and people would list all the reasons why they meditated, all the things I've mentioned before about anxiety and sleeplessness and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, everyone had this very strong reason what drew them to meditation, what kept them in this world of meditation. And it was very much, you know, I meditate, I do this, and in return I get this back, this benefit back. And people were very passionate about what drew them to meditation. So when the conversation kind of drew to a natural close, I asked the question, okay guys, you know, you're obviously very, very sort of, you know, drawn and committed to your practice. But tell me, if it wasn't for all these benefits that you say meditation has for you, would you still meditate? And I was surprised by the answer, because every single person did, yeah, we'd definitely still meditate. You know, so I'm thinking, okay, well, they're telling me all the reasons why they meditate, because they like what they get out of it, but they would still meditate were it not for these benefits they get from it. So what I'm trying to say, I'm referring to my notes again, sorry, this is going to drive you mad. So, yeah, blah, blah, blah. I must learn to write more. Right, I must learn to do lots of things better than what I am. So it got me thinking about motivation. And I remember a story that I heard this story many years ago. In fact, at the time I was living in a monastery, but let's not go down that cul-de-sac right now. And we were told a story about two drivers, two people driving along in their cars, and they were coming into a town, and on the edge of the town was a school, and built up area, and there was a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit. And the first driver driving along, 30-mile-an-hour speed limit. I better slow down because I don't want to get a fine. I don't want to lose my driving license. I don't want the hassle of going to court and all that. I will slow down. I'll observe the 30-mile-an-hour limit because I don't want to be punished for speeding. And so he slowed down, observed the 30-mile-an-hour speed limit, drove past the school, through the town, and carried on. Perfect, all right. The second driver, driving along, brum, 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 also saw the 30-mile-an-hour sign, saw the town, saw the school, and thought, there could be young children about, there could be parents collecting their kids from school. You know, I better slow down because I don't want to present a danger to these other people. So that person slowed down to 30 miles an hour and drove along quite nicely through the town and drove on. So what I'm trying to say is both people did exactly the same thing. Their behaviour was, from the outside, identical. They both slowed down and drove at 30 miles an hour. But what was different, what was completely different, was their motivation. Because the first driver was acting selfishly, acting simply to protect his own best interest. I don't want a fine. I don't want to lose my driving licence. Me. Therefore, I will drive slowly. No thought for anyone else, just thinking about them. But the second driver was thinking about other people. They slowed down because of a wish to be kind and caring and thoughtful and considerate. So you see, two identical behaviours can have totally different underlying motivations. So, as a meditation teacher, people regularly come to my little ashram, my studio, call it what you like, and I will kind of go into my meditation teacher role and I'll say hi, blah, 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 and I'll ask them what is it they hope to achieve. What is it that's brought them to see me this day? Why do they want to learn or to improve their meditative technique? And very often they'll come up with things, the sort of things typically would be they're suffering from stress, anxiety, they're not sleeping properly, they've got a few relationship problems, they're kind of not feeling so good, and they've learnt, they've seen on telly, heard on radio, people told them, yeah, or maybe the doctors even said that meditation will fix these problems. And what I say to them is, yeah, meditation will help you with these issues. It may not sort of be a miracle cure. In fact, it won't be a miracle cure, but it will help you. That's what I say to them. But what I'm thinking, and this is kind of the reason why I'm here today talking to you, what I'm thinking is these problems, these things that you are bringing to me as your reasons for wanting to meditate, they don't matter. They don't matter. They're not important. They are totally insignificant. But I don't say it to them. I don't say, that's not important, don't worry about that, forget it, it's meaningless. Why don't I say it? Well, they probably wouldn't stay with me, but it's unkind. It's not a nice thing to say when people are opening their heart and telling you what's bugging them and bothering them and troubling them, to say, it doesn't matter, forget it. That's not a kind thing to say, is it? Of course not. But the truth is, these things don't matter. They matter not one little bit. And I'm going to tell you why in a moment. Let me put it this way. You decide to go to the gym, take up gym membership. So you go along to the gym and you arrange to meet the guy who works there as the personal trainer. And you rock up at the gym in your new PE kit and trainers or whatever it is people wear at gyms nowadays. And you sit down with the trainer and you say to the personal trainer, well, these are my objectives. I want to lose weight. I want to change my body shape. I want to lose my stomach. I want to change the shape of my bum. I want to get fitter. You list this shopping list. There's all these things that you want. And the personal trainer sits there and makes note of everything and listens carefully. And then he says to you, you're perfect. You're absolutely perfect exactly as you are right now. Absolutely fine. No need to change a thing. You're fine. If you want to join my gym, great. Come along in. I'll show you how to use the equipment. I'll show you how to exercise properly, moderate your diet. All these things I'll show you how to do. And if you persevere, your body shape may well change. Your weight will probably reduce. Your stomach, your bottom, all the things that you're moaning about will kind of change how they look a bit. You'll get fitter to some extent. All these changes will happen, but you will be exactly the same person as you are now. That won't change. You will be the same person. Perfect. You are perfect now. You were perfect yesterday. You'll be perfect tomorrow. So I kind of wonder how that's the sort of gym I'd like to join, actually. Anyway, I'm going off track again. Let me try and read my illegible writing. So, where are we up to? I'm sorry about this, guys. It couldn't have been that important, could it? Anyway. So, the analogy with the gym trainer who said, well, I'll take you through the motions, but, you know, you're still the same person, is kind of reflects how I am as a meditation teacher. Because meditation doesn't change a thing. Doesn't create anything, doesn't remove anything, doesn't add anything. Meditation does not change anything of itself, okay? You are perfect right now, and that's how you're going to stay. What meditation will allow you to do is sense what is already there, to feel that freedom that is already there. Doesn't create it, it just helps you see it, feel it, know it. So I said at the beginning that I wanted to share with you my philosophy. And it's kind of this. Each and every one of us is innately full, overflowing with well-being and contentment. Meditation allows you to notice that sense of well-being. Doesn't create it, allows you to notice it. And it can help you notice it in times when maybe it seems a long way off or seems non-existent. It allows you to notice it. It allows you to immerse yourself in this sense that, how can I put it? You've heard that, don't they say that we are made in the image of God? And what's God? Let's say God is love. God is love. We are made in love. We dwell. That is the space we occupy. And what I would dearly like to do is to teach you some very simple techniques that involve virtually doing nothing, just finding a place of stillness and of peace to allow you to sense this great ocean of love and of contentment and of well-being which is within you. It's within you and it surrounds you. A sense that all is well, that all is as it should be. Everything is perfect, even those things which we notice as our imperfections, the things that we're less comfortable living with. We can put them in this bigger perspective. And the meaning that they may have held before, you know, I don't know, I'm struggling to find the words, but let's say, you know, guy with a fat tummy like me rocks up at the gym. And actually, I realise fat tummy, thin tummy, no tummy, doesn't matter. I'm still me. I'm still me, and it's fine. It's absolutely okay. So, meditation encourages you, helps you find this sense of acceptance and of gratitude and of joy and of wonder. Wonder. That's the good word, of absolute dumbstruck, awestruck wonder at this sea, this ocean, this cosmic ocean of love that we're in, that supports us and nurtures us and gives us everything that we need. And we learn that although we are, in a cosmic sense, kind of insignificant and nothing, we are at the very centre, each and every one of us. Every one of us is at the very heart and centre of the universe. So, I thank you very much if you've endured this over 20 minutes of me waffling on, looking at my notes, and probably if there's an award for the most amateurish YouTube video, maybe I'll get that. If I certainly won't get the best ever meditation teacher. Who wants it? Anyway, peace and every blessing be with you today and forever. I'm Stephen. Namaste.